Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Cosmic Brew Tarot. I'm Oscar. This is going to be a general reading for December 2023 for your sign. It's a relatively new channel, and the last time that I did the general readings, it was supposed to be for the first half of November, and I ended up not doing a second half of November, simply because I instead chose to do the new moon readings, which was around that midpoint. But those dealt, with the new moon and Scorpio themes. And then I did another set of readings for the holidays 2023. So that would include American Thanksgiving and all of the holidays in December that we celebrate. But that one was more home and family focused. So I am going to do full month December this time around. That's my cat Max. Just chose to cross. He's such a cutie. Yeah. So anyway, check out any of those readings if those sound like they interest you. However, I really, really enjoy doing my general readings. There's something about just kind of like the wild card nature of, what are we going to talk about? Is it going to be love, career, all of it? Like, let's see what we're going to see today. So just like last time, I'm going to do a combination of Mermaid Tarot with the Spellcaster's Oracle. I'm going to use these to see what the themes are that the universe would like to talk to you about. So whether Scorpio is your main sun sign, or it's something that you just connect to, or you are someone who you are connecting to. Yeah. Let's begin. Now, this is a general collective reading, which means that not everything is going to be yours, right? It's not a one-to-one reading. I'm not feeding off your energy. I'm not understanding it. I'm just picking up what the universe is putting down. So this is a perfect time for you to train your discernment and intuition to determine what is for you in some way. What are the golden nuggets that you're going to take away, and leave behind energies that are not yours, because you do not need to be taking on more energy than you are currently handling. Okay? All right. Shuffle this one more time. And let's draw some cards. I hope you're doing well. We've got, for your first card, Inspiration, Willpower, and Life Purpose. Ooh, this is going to be a good, interesting reading, isn't it, Scorpio? These are great themes to discuss, especially because, we're nearing the end of another year. And we're about to start a new one. And that means New Year's resolutions. But even without making like set resolutions, it's a reset in a spiritual sense. You can just kind of feel it in the air. And I feel like you're really seeing a forward path and momentum for yourself. It's very driven energy, and it's very honest energy. It's something that I think you are really, truly feeling comfortable with. It's challenging, but I think you're comfortable taking on that challenge. Because it's for a greater version of yourself. And again, what I'm really getting from this, and what I'm really struck by, is the pureness of all of this. There's a certain honest to your nature and desires vibe here that really makes you feel like you're accomplishing something. And not just accomplishing something, accomplishing the great goal of your life. Whatever that might be for you right now. I'm happy to see you in this kind of energy. I'm happy to see anybody in this kind of energy, to be perfectly honest. I love when people are able to hear themselves on a level that just lets them know, hey, I've been really inspired to put in the very, very hard work towards what I feel to be my life purpose right now. Or possibly overall. I love seeing people chase after those things. And with a confidence of like, yeah, this is what my life is going to be about. For inspiration, 3 cards, we have the Star in reverse. So major losses of hope. 6 of Pentacles. So now we're in equal give and take kind of energy. Oh. The 10 of Swords is the one that flew out just now. And then I also got 2 cards that came out face down here together. The Queen of Wands upright and the Queen of Cups in reverse. Wow. What reading did I just do recently where I saw the upside down Star and the upside down Queen of Cups? And the thing about this energy, right, is this this flow that's kind of coming out. It feels like this cosmic flow and energy that's getting released. You know, even in this 10 of Swords, this depiction of a spirit rising up from this body that's been left behind. You know, it's interesting because it's like awful card, good card, awful card, good card, awful card. Actually, middle-y awful card. Like, it's... But, like, this is honestly just this huge emotional and even in reality roller coaster. I mean, I don't know specifically what you've had to go through. You know this. Everyone's life is their own. But you have done a lot of work to calibrate yourself. All of the deep feelings, the hurts, the betrayals, the despair, the anger, the depressions, all of this that you've had to go through, you have found a balance. I'm looking at this 6 of Pentacles. You've been able to take that energy and still properly leverage it. Sometimes it hasn't been successful. Sometimes you might have caused unintentional problems, unintentional endings, unintentional hurt feelings, unintentional conflicts. And it's easy to kind of loop back into this feeling of every time I make progress, something happens that makes me fall down on my face, or I feel bad about something or whatever. And even when I pick myself up and feel good about myself again, because I'm actively doing something emotionally, there's a certain sadness in this, in all of this, where I'm seeing like outwardly projecting a strong and inspiring and joyous, equitable, person, but emotionally you feel, it's like emotionally you've been kicked down enough and had to go through that up and down of healing, only for it to just happen again in a different way or in the same way. It just feels kind of like a weird up and down despair cycle. Despair, hope, despair, hope, despair, hope. And in that cycling, I think you've become much more intentional about throwing down some swords yourself into someone or into situations, right? I mean, again, this is figurative. You're not literally backstabbing somebody, although maybe you have, right? Which leads to some of this emotional turmoil. But let's just say that this is about situations that have had to come to an end because you know what's good for you. You know what's going to bring you the happiness. You know what you're chasing after. You know what you're inspired to chase after. This card and Queen of Wands to me go hand in hand, okay? You know what you're inspired to go after, regardless of all of the hardship and bullshit that you've had to deal with, despite all of the negativity that this makes you feel, that you make others feel, like the energy that's kind of being directed back at you from people that you've had to be like, no, I'm sorry, we're not a thing anymore. Like, I can't do this anymore because I have bigger fish to fry. You know, I need to balance myself properly. I need to make sure that my energy going outward is appropriately being received. I need to make sure also that I'm not putting in more than I want to. And I don't want to have to accept charity if I don't have to. Like, there's... I feel like you're dealing with some of the emotional ramifications of being so focused on your own needs and wants. Despite the fact that you know that that's the way that you need to live, because you're tired of situations disappointing you. And this feels to me like the kind of energy that depends on itself, or that wants to depend on itself. even when, we have to depend on others, obviously, there's just a natural flow of energies, right? When we get into employment or a relationship, there's going to be a flow back and forth of energy. There's an expected give and an expected receive. Yeah. Even then, to open with the star in reverse, I mean, I feel like you're dealing with some ramifications where if the choices that you keep making to achieve and follow your inspiration are causing heartache and pain in yourself, it's almost making you question why you are chasing after this so hard that you're willing to take on sadness and emotional pain and end situations prematurely or any of that. And I mean, the reason is, frankly, it's just, look, this is where I envision my happiness. This is where I envision my path. This is what I know I am meant to do. I'm tired I don't want to be distracted from this. I don't want to be stopped. I don't want to put myself in a position that, you tell me let's say, for example, you tell me you love me, but I don't believe that this is going to last 3 years. Or whatever. Like, I can see this not going well anyway. So I'd rather just end it now because I could be using these 3 years to do something else. Like, I don't want to have to be slowed down only to be disappointed later. And it's like, why did I slow down when I could have sped this up and achieved what I want to achieve sooner? And you're finding that no matter what, there's always going to be a flow back and forth of energy. And in that flow back and forth, some people might not be as fast as you, or they might not be as sure as you, but they might have other things that they're providing. And sometimes slowing down and walking off the path for a bit, for a moment, provides you something in return that restores a little bit of your faith in not just yourself, but in others. There's an understanding about the flow of events in all of this that you're trying to harness effectively. Like I told you at the opening of this, there was something that's very honest about your energy, that's very certain about it. And now more than ever, I'm looking at this willpower card and life purpose even. And I'm like, I honestly, I can't tell you that. I'm not going to tell you to do anything otherwise than this. It's just the way things go. If it's meant for you, then maybe it can come to you later after you have reached what you need to reach to stop feeling like you're wasting time and you're wasting your life and nothing matters. Because you're tired of feeling that way. you're tired of feeling that way, because it just feels like there's this active volcano inside of you that wants to just finally erupt and bring forth something new. You know, I look at this with the Ten of Swords, which is like the mini death card. In many ways, probably worse than the death card because of reasons. But, you know, after the lava goes and destroys, then, you know, things cool down and life gets created. New vistas get created, etc. Like something about it, and it just feels it's like from a benevolent, loving, and, you know, it comes from a place of genuine inspiration. I mean, look, this is literally just very similar where these glows are. Definitely feeling like you're following your inspirations at a bit of a cost. Okay, first card that flew out here for willpower, I've got Two of Cups. So we've got a card of harmony. You know, some kind of and harmony meaning like with another person. There's a flow of energies here. We've got the Magician, the Master Manifester of the deck. And then the Five of Swords. That row was going well until we got to the Five of Swords. So, you know, the Five of Swords I have under the Ten of Swords. Okay. Remember what I had said earlier about like willing to just put an ending to things right away, prematurely, because you don't want it to distract you. Five of Swords speaks to a very ambitious, very win at all costs energy, even if it hurts yourself. And with this card in particular, this girl here has just hurt herself on that sword. You know, they were all obviously playing with the swords, but she hurts herself. And similar to what I was saying in the first row, you have been willing to accept hurt and emotional pain. You've been willing to accept, yeah, I'm a bitch for doing this, but I needed to do it. You've accepted that people have walked away from you upset, distrustful, disillusioned, hurt. You accept that. And that's not to say that there isn't room for someone in your life, right? But I think they need to just step out of your way. They need to be able to step out of your way. They need to be supportive without being a distraction in any way. You know, someone that's there to just kind of hold you and soothe you and understand you and listen to you and serve you, but doesn't ask for much in return. Or at least more than you're willing to give, right? And that's fair, but I don't know if the line of what you're willing to give is harsher than necessary. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it is, because you have these parameters, you have this road that and with the Magician here in the center of your spread, and willpower, I mean, you are very, very actively on this path. And honestly, woe to anybody who tries to stop you. And with the Two of Cups under the Star in reverse, I'm starting to wonder if maybe you are reassessing some of that, because I think you're realizing that there is so much more of a give and take in a relationship than what I had described about your needs, right? That as long as they don't ask for much in return, I can handle a relationship like that. But that's in itself unfair. Unless, of course, they're just someone who, rather, it would be unfair to ask that of them. They would just have to naturally not require much in return other than, what you're willing to give. And that to you would be the equal give and take exchange of energy from that Six of Pentacles that is above your Magician, your manifester. It's a very unyielding energy, frankly. And at the same time, I gotta respect it. Because whatever it is that you're trying to achieve requires so much of your attention and energy and your inspiration. The thing is, when I see this inspiration next to the Star in reverse, this Star in reverse is literally just destructive to inspiration. And you need all the inspiration that you can possibly hold on to continue embodying this Queen of Wands energy so that you can be this Magician. I mean, look, this Queen of Wands has this glowing orb here on her crown, and then here's the Magician with a golden orb there as well. You need to be on the top of your game, and you don't have time for this kind of crap. So yeah, you need someone that ticks off all the boxes and doesn't ask for much in return. That aspect alone makes you feel like you have to pick between your goals and a relationship that nourishes those goals. Or rather, no, I don't think that you have to pick. You want a relationship that helps you nourish your goals. How much are you willing to give back to nourish their goals? And at that point, it becomes a question of aligning the goals, right? If the goals can be aligned, then that makes it so it's great, nobody's sacrificing anything. Let me keep going here before I keep talking. I started getting a thing in my throat. And not to cough, I just stopped talking. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just take that. Because now my voice is returning. It's no, don't say further than this. Okay. Because I was going to say something. But we're not going to go there right now. Let's get some cards here for life purpose. it's like it. I keep looking. My eyes are drawn to those extra queens that I drew, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups in reverse. I mean, it's literally like following your happiness makes you sad. Following your goals and your dreams, the things that you know are going to make you happy, and doing that with all that courage and joy and inspiration, comes with a cost that fundamentally you're just handling as facts of life. I don't know. Like it's just like, what else am I supposed to do about this, right? For life purpose, we have 7 of Wands, the 8 of Swords, and the High Priestess in reverse. Gosh, this energy is so defensive and so stuck in a mental pattern and in a feeling of helplessness that I don't think that you're seeing beyond something here. And I say something, being generic, because let me explain something that I'm seeing here. You have the High Priestess in reverse under the 5 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. Now remember saying that the 10 of Swords represents you willing to just go ahead and end things, even if it hurts you in return. And the problem is that when you do that, you're only hurting yourself even more. The High Priestess is a card of intuition. It's a card of being at one with the nature of the higher frequencies of the world. Okay, let's just put it that way. The cosmos. And when I have it in a row here with life purpose, I feel like when you continue to doubt yourself and you're doubting the whole purpose of doing any of this if you continually cause yourself pain and you get stuck in your head about it. You set up boundaries, your energetic boundaries, which just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like walls, walls, walls. I have your 7 of Wands under your 2 of Cups. Walls. Major walls. And when you're like dogged like this about what you're manifesting, with the Magician, I'm seeing 8 of Swords under that, this feeling of just learned helplessness. It's like, at this point, like, I'm in it to win it, and there's no going off this road, period, end of sentence, because I say so. There's no deviation from this path. But meanwhile, your intuition is telling you maybe you didn't have to deviate from the path like this. I feel like you've been given things by the universe that it's very easy to look at with suspicion. It's very easy to look at it with a quick judgment. The problem is that the judgment lens that you're using for these things is not the correct judgment lens. You're looking at things with an eye of how are they going to affect your goals. And if they're not going to affect your goals, then they're welcome. Then they become this like passive outsider energy that you get to interact with when you're not actively pursuing your goals. And then other things that may be distracting from your goals, but could also be very helpful to you because they don't fit a certain paradigm. You don't see it, right? You're just putting up walls, you're blocking it off, and what that does is it creates this additional, I'm going to call this psychic debris. Yeah. And that psychic debris it demands a lot of decluttering, and someone that's willing to get through that kind of mess. Nightcaps. Inspiration, we have compassion. So Queen of Cups in reverse, if she was upright, would be symbolic of compassion. Similar to what I've been saying, I think that make sure that you have some compassion for yourself in all of this, and compassion for the other people. You don't need to be harsh, and you certainly do not need to do things that you know aren't going to sit well with you, even if they're for a purpose. If they don't sit well with you, if you know they're not going to sit well with you, don't do them. Don't put that on yourself to have to handle. For willpower, you have beauty. Yeah. I want you to be comfortable with who you're looking at in the mirror. I know you have everything. I know you know that you are capable of everything that you want to be capable of. I have no doubt about that. When you look in the mirror, you're going to see a boss. I guess I'm just kind of, for lack of a better word, I'm worried about your soul in all of this. You might make yourself look good on the outside, but like I said, on the inside, I see so much that we don't want to look at anymore, that we want to just kind of bury, put away, lock in a closet. And the more that you have that kind of psychic debris to deal with, the further and further you get away from a life purpose that is even greater than what you have envisioned for yourself, what you're chasing after. For life purpose. Lighten your load. What was I talking about? Psychic debris. You're carrying a lot. I don't feel like you need to do half the things that you feel you have to do. I don't feel that you're, again, I'm looking at your High Priestess in reverse and your Queen of Cups in reverse and your Star in reverse. I don't feel like your intuition is as the intuition that your sign is famed for. I don't feel like it's on point because it's very, very it has extra to deal with. I almost want, Eight of Swords is when she removes her blindfold, she can see that she's, and she can feel maybe that she's loosely bound and get out of this, right? And take off the blindfold. She can just walk right out. If I was to take these swords to represent that psychic debris that I'm talking about, what is your blindfold here? Is it forgiveness of yourself? Is it for having been this way up to this point, that you don't have to continue being this way, that you can turn over a new leaf now? You can accept what you've done and then move forward from there, knowing that, you're looking to not do that anymore, that you want to be a better person? Is the blindfold having faith in the universe that what you're doing is for the best? Because I see you manifesting like nobody's business. And if you can harness that energy and keep it maintained like nobody's business, but still move forward in a place where your conscience can have some relief, where you can have some boundaries loosen, I would really be curious what that would do for you and how that sounds to you. It must be better. For your final piece of advice from the Cosmic Journey Oracle, we have number 8. Coming soon, welcome to the next ascending age. There's a bunch of words written on this. Circle. A dragon eating its tail, cycling, silver, bronze, iron. All right, let's see what's going on here. Coming soon, welcome to the next ascending age. It's time to awaken to your role in the next ascending age of evolutionary consciousness of humanity. The ancient prophecies predicted light eons followed by darkness. This era is part of an approximately 26,000 year cycle that's part of a cycle within greater galactic cycles. Our world is stepping out of a descending age and into an ascending silver age. where we'll uncover long hidden gifts and talents. Thank you for being here in this emerging now. Thank you for showing up at the right time, and thank you for who you are becoming. A journaling prompt or a question to meditate on. What is my role to play in the greater story unfolding? And an action to help you manifest. Research myths and stories of the great year and see if there is a resonance you feel. I don't even know what the great year is. First I've heard of any of this. What I'm getting from this, though, especially if you're kind of in the mindset that I'm in, is ascending, right, from the darkness into the light. And that's ultimately what I want for you. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it at that. This one ran a little longer than the others, but it was just a very interesting message for me. I loved going through it, so I hope that it helped. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Definitely let me know. And I will hopefully see you for the next one. Until then, thank you for being a part of this wondrous cosmic brew, and take care.